Hey y'all, subscribe to my channel. I'm the only one covering the OTC and pink sheet markets exclusively. Okay, y'all, today we're going to talk about Max Sound Company, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about the Yahoo chat boards, which typically don't matter anywhere, but since this company is older, there's, a lot of the events happened and a lot of people that are, involved in the company are on the Yahoo boards and they go back and forth. Then we're going to talk about the share price, then we're going to talk about a timeline again about when to expect things. So on the Yahoo boards, a lot of the older insiders go back and forth. So there's a guy, BTX. He's a longtime shareholder, and he's has contacts with the CEO or the current CEO, the ex-CEO John Blazer, and the owner, which is the person who owns all the debt, which is Harvey, and the Vickery Family Trust. Sorry, I butcher that name every time. Anyway, so that's who BTX is on the Yahoo boards. Greg Halpern's showing up in a variety of aliases right now. One of the most recent is some, Asian alias. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but he shows up on the board all the time. And then so does a person called Constance Nash. Now, she is the person that developed the technology, but she sold it to two different companies and did a variety of other things that, I don't want to get litigated against, but, there's, it's kind of well known that she, not all the marbles are there. Anyway, now on to the, the public float. Now, one of the problems with the share price, besides there's no news and, the company has no assets, I'm sorry, the company has no income. The company has assets, just the current CEO is incompetent in marketing those assets. Now, that's going to change, but one of the problems with the current public float is that there's over 4 billion shares out there, and that's, way too much for a company with, no income. So, well, depending on its assets or whatever, but look, there's too many shares out there, and that's one of the problems with it. And, you might see a reverse split in the future or something like that. Anyway, so as for the timeline, Greg Halpern, the current CEO, is moving out of the home that he doesn't own at the end of this month, and he's already signed agreements and court orders to that effect. So he is going to be out at the end of the month, and I don't know where he's going, but you got a BK and you haven't paid your mortgage for 2 years. It's going to be hard to rent somewhere yourself. So whatever he ends up negotiating or whatever, who knows. But he's going to be out at the end of this month, and then look for announcements, in the next, in the following month regarding, kind of what's going on in the company. So there you go. This information is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor, and none of the content here should be construed as financial advice or an offer or solicitation for securities.